All right. Today we'll be considering converting numbers from base 10 to other bases. Here you have different kind of numbers that is in base 10. Then you have this particular one. This is a whole number. This is a fraction. It's still a fraction. So to convert numbers from base 10 to other bases, each time you're asked to convert number from base 10 to other bases, this is the method you use. You will use repeated division method. What do? What you do is that you divide the base 10 number, all right? You divide the base 10 number by the required base number. Divide the base 10 number by the required base number. For example, we are asked to convert 39 base 10 to base 2, to a number in base 2. What happened is that we are going to divide this 39 that is in base 10 repeatedly by 2. And then each time we divide, we keep the remainder. Each time we do that, we keep the remainder. Each time we divide, we keep the remainder. So let's see. For this particular question, you have 39 base 10. You are asked to convert it to a base 2 number. So you will repeatedly divide 39 that is in base 10 by 2. 39 base 10, you will repeatedly divide it by 2. And then each time you divide, you keep the remainder. All right? You keep the remainder. Each time you divide, you keep the remainder. So if you have a 2 goes to 3 here is 1, that is 2 divides 3 one time, and then remainder 1. 2 here divide 19. See? 19. And that should be 9 times, and the remainder is 1. Then you divide again. All right, you divide again by these 2. You will repeatedly divide the number by 2. So 2 divide 19, and you have 9, remainder 1. You keep the remainder each time. 2 divide 9, and that will be 4, remainder 1. 2 divide 4, and that will be 2, remainder 0. 2 divide 2, and that would be 1, remainder 0. And then 2 goes into 1, I'll divide 1, that is 0, remainder 1. So then once you have 0 here, you have gotten the final answer. Okay, you've reached the final point. So here you will say 39 base 10 equals to, you start writing this number, start writing these numbers. Okay, start writing them from bottom to the top, and then when you are writing, also make sure that you group them. Group them in threes. So we have the first 3, since all of them, you have 1 0 1 1 1 1 base 2. So that is how we handle that particular question. So let's see how we can handle the second question. The second question, we are asked to convert 45 whole number 5 over 8 to a number in base 2. All right. So let's see. So we are given this number. Like 45. This is in base 10 to base 2. Please, you are going to handle this separately. You're going to separate the whole number from the fraction. So this will eventually become 45 base 10 plus 5 whole number, 5 over 8 base 10, right? 5 over base 10. So you are going to undo this one separately and undo this one separately. So first of all, focus on the whole number part. So this particular number is made of two parts, the fractional part and the whole number. So we'll undo the whole number. What do you do to the whole number? You divide by 2. The base, you will ask to convert it to base 2, so you repeatedly divide it by 2. All right? So let's say you will divide by 2, then you have 245. 2 divided here, you have in 2 divided here, 2, here 2, the remainder is 1. 2 divided here, okay, that is 1, 1, and the remainder is 0. 2 divided here, you have 5, and the remainder is 1. 2 divide, you have 2, and the remainder is 1. 2 divide, you have 1, and the remainder is 0. 2 divide, you have 0, and the remainder is 1. So you have it this way. 45 itself now, 45 itself equals to base 2. So you are done with the whole number part. So over here, what you do is you first of all change this number from this fraction to a decimal form. Okay, this fractional form to a decimal form. So you first for this one is not, you can use your calculator. All right, you can use your calculator to do that. So if you convert this number from decimal, I think that let's just see how it goes. Remember that time in primary school how we used to convert number from a fraction to decimal. So yeah, goes here, cannot, you put 0 point. I think you still remember that. All right, you 8 goes to 5 cannot, so you place 0 the point and then multiply the number by 10. Okay, so now you can say 8 goes to 50 now. 8 into 50 is what? So you have a 48. That should be 6 times, right? 6 times, and then that is 48, and the distance is 2. The remainder is 2. So 8 goes here, cannot, you multiply by 10, so 8 goes now, that should be 2, and that is 16, and the remainder is 4. All right, 8 goes to 4 cannot, 8 goes to 4 cannot, so you multiply by 10, and then 8 goes to 40, that should be 5. I think you can review this. All right, that time in primary school, we used to convert numbers from fraction to decimal. So this 5 over 8 is 0.625. 0.625 as what? As a decimal number. So yeah, when it was a whole number, you were multiplying, but sorry, you were dividing. So this time around, when you are dealing with this fractional part, what you do is you multiply. You multiply repeatedly. All right, you multiply repeatedly and keep the whole number. You multiply repeatedly and keep the whole number. So what we have here is 0.25. all right, so you multiply by 2. When you multiply by 2, it will give you this. 2 times 5 is 0, carry 1 is 5, here would be 12. All right, the next number, we have one number that will become a whole number. So what we do is that we keep that one. All right, it's supposed to give us 12, and if you write 2 here, then that number will become a whole number. All right, it will become if you use your calculator, to give you 1.250. So what you do is that you keep the whole number. So each time you get a whole number, you keep it. Whether the number can be 0, yes. At the end of your calculation, you can end up having 0 there, so you keep it. So you multiply again. This is 0.25. All right. So if you multiply this 0, multiply here. This is 0 carry 1, and this is 5. What you have here is still 0. So you keep the whole number here. The whole number here is 0. All right. The whole number there is 0. So you multiply again, multiply, and then you have 0, 0, and then you have 0. And the whole number here is 1. Please get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that as you're multiplying, you have here, as you are multiplying, whenever you get your answer, whenever you get your answer, okay, let's try it this way. If you multiply this number together, 0.625 times 2, you are going to have 0.52.1. So now what you do is you keep this whole number. You keep the whole number, then multiply again. Use this fraction. All right, multiply this fraction again, the fractional part, by 2. So when you multiply the fractional part by 2, in this case, you are going to have 0.5, which is which I have here 0.5000. So what you do at this point also, you keep this 0. All right, you keep this 0, which is the whole number part, the whole part, and then continue multiplying with the what? With the fractional part. Yeah, you keep this one. As you kept this one, you also keep this 0. All right, then you continue using that 0.5 with that 0.5 to multiply again. When you multiply 0.5 by 2, you are going to have 1.0. What you do, you keep this. So now, whenever you have 0 left here, it means that you have gotten your final answer. So remember that the number we're asked to convert to base 2 was in 2 parts. So you are going to have 45 whole number 5/8 in base 10 equals to 101. All right, 101 point. All right, so all this number, this one you were going like this, but this one you are going, all right, you're writing it this way, 101 in base 2. So that's how we convert numbers from base 10 to other bases. Whether you have it in this form or any form you have it, this is how we do that. So let's undo the next one. The next one is this particular one. Let's see. This particular one. So what you have here is 231 whole number 1/4 in base 10 to base 8, and the same thing is applicable here. What we have to do is we have to separate them. You have 231 base 10 plus 1/4 base 10. Okay, 1/4 base 10. So let's see how it goes. So for this one, you divide repeatedly by 8. 231, then 8 goes here. That would be 2. All right, that is 16. Remainder 7. So if the remainder is 7, all right, let's see 8 goes to 23. Okay, that is 2. Remainder 7. Now 8 divide 71. That would be 8. Okay, 8. Remainder 7. Alright? So 8 divides again. 8 divides here 3. What is that? Remainder 4. 8 divides here 0. Remainder 3. So you have gotten this one. You keep that one. So you come over here. Remember what I said. You have to change this number to the decimal. Yes, you have to change this number to decimal. So if you change this number to decimal, you are going to have, remember, you have this. 4 divides 1. 4 divides 1, that 10 not, and then you multiply by 10. So 4 divided here is 2. You have 8, and the difference is 2. 4 divides 2 cannot, you multiply by 10. 4 divides 20, and that is 5. So please remember this. So we have 1 over 4 to be 0.25. So over here, you're going to multiply 0.25 by 8 repeatedly. So if you multiply, you're going to have 0.5. Is that okay? This times this is 40, right? Rather than 0 carry 4. This times this is 8 times 3 is 16. Alright. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 2. What do you have there? That should be 20. So you have 0, alright, 2. Okay? So what you do is keep this remainder. Alright? So when you multiply, let's see. This times this is 40, right? You write down 0 and carry 4. This times this is 16 plus 4 is 20. So this 20 means that you write down 0, then carry 2. So the 2 will come over here. And that 2 is our whole number. Alright? We take it. And then you discover that this place is 0. So since this place is 0, that is where you end. Alright? So in summary, you're going to have that 231 over 1 over 4 in base 10 equals to this one. You start here, 347.2 in what? In base 8. In base 8. Alright.